For those of you who may not know, my name is Wesley J. McGee Jordan, and I'm Jerry McGee's oldest grandchild. How does one measure the sum of a man's life? Is it where he came from, or where he's been? Is it measured in years or number of accomplishments? Is it the amount of experience he had? For my grandfather, it could be measured in many different ways. It could be measured in his wisdom, or in the stories that he told us. Stories like how when he was a child, they were so bored that him and his brother had to walk to school down a long, dusty road that went uphill both ways. Then down the train tracks, in the snow, mind you, barefoot. Only stopping to warm their bare feet in warm cow pies. I believe this. Or by how many summers he worked in the mines to put himself through college. Or how many rivers he diverted through mountains. Or how many degrees he earned. Or how much gold he pulled from the earth. Or how many books he wrote. Or how many years he served on council for the community that he loved and helped build. Or how he raised his children. Or how many years he cared for his wife that couldn't always care for herself. It could also be measured in the titles that he earned throughout his life. Titles like son, or brother, or student, or teacher, coach, or truck tender, or doctor, or superintendent, council president, author, historian, patriot, Republican, conservative, or titles like neighbor, or husband, dad, grandpa, or for so many, friend. I sat alone and thought to myself, what could I even say on a day like today about a man of such stature that would do him justice? And because I felt so compelled to say something, and because I'm often short on words, I started thinking, well, what would he, Dr. Jerry McGee, say if asked to offer a few parting words to his entourage? I feel he would say something to the effect of, it's not about how much money you make or how many things you own, because in the end, you can't take any of that with you. But it's more about what you choose to leave behind. The rapport that you build and the lasting effect that you have after you're gone is your legacy and is what you'll be remembered for. It's the influence that you choose to have on your surroundings, on your family and friends, and on your community that make you who you are. I think it's fair to say that my grandfather was not a selfish man. He was a man that chose to spend his life supporting and serving others, whether it was the mentally ill, the unspoken minority, or a growing city. He was a man that truly believed in volunteerism. Being a self-made man, he focused on the deeds that, for me, earned him the unsaid titles like mentor, inspiration, or idol. So how do you measure the value of this type of man's life? I believe it's in the everlasting impression that he's had on so many people's lives. The memories that so many people shared with him, the lessons that we learned from him, and the values that he instilled in us all. If he taught us one thing, it would be to be true to ourselves, because he stayed true to himself. Personally, he taught me to always walk tall, whether it's down a long, dusty road alone, or a street paved in gold, over a high mountain mining pass with just one other, or down a street in a small town at the bottom of a valley with your family. Walk tall and be proud of your roots, he would say. I'm proud of my roots. I'm proud to have grown up in a town that he helped form into what Kaiser is today. And I'm proud to have known such a great man. Rest in peace, Grandpa. Thank you, guys.